Yo, what up? I'm back for another Coco's Thoughts. It is 4:16. It is a Sunday. Uh, the weather was a pretty nice today. Wasn't that bad. Got to like 60, and now it's down to the 50s. Very nice, cool night temperature. Um, I've really done much. I've mostly just been playing Dark and Darker since the last time I recorded a podcast episode because the playtest has been out. Although, uh, I don't think it's like 100% Iron Mace's fault for the servers being down consistently, but every time I try to play, usually either I have like a fully wiped inventory where I have to relog and get my items back, or I just can't connect to the server. And I mean, I don't blame them. That these are like one of the best developers that I've ever seen so far. I can't think of like another game where I like the developers so much. Um, is there even what other game in like recent? Well, not really recent, but just like ever. Has there ever been like such a good development team where they like pay attention to the consumers? I don't think I've ever, I don't think I've ever experienced one. Most of the games that I played like growing up were like Ratchet and Clank. I played Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, and all those games that you know you don't really like talk to the dev team. But this game, you freaking you can go onto the Discord server and like talk directly with them, or even DM them or email, and they apparently respond. But I don't know. I'm really hoping that this game really pulls out and they get out of their situation with Nexon, who I'm sure allegedly might be messing with their servers. I'm assuming probably not, but maybe, but no. But yeah, I don't know. I think I kind of do like an early tier list of their stuff real quick. So essentially, I'm just gonna rate every class just for fun. Although unfortunately, I don't think this is updated with the new weapons because the hand crossbow is missing, and unfortunately, I have not had a chance to really get my hands on and mess with it because I do not want to play rogue because everybody's playing rogue and I want to counter them. So I'm playing a fighter, possibly ranger with a feet with the footprint thing. But I'm just gonna rate the classes in order here of my ratings. So right now, in terms of classes that are like overpowered, I say Rogue and Ranger are overpowered for this playtest, and it's by like a huge margin. So Cleric, I would say yeah, I'm gonna also say for like team scenarios too. So Cleric obviously is the best caster in the game right now, and the best just overall support character, and they have an insane offensive edge versus other casters like the Wizard, who is I don't know why they did this to him, but he's like complete garbage. And I even think last time they had a playtest, the Wizard was ever too good. Like the Wizard was maybe like C tier at most, but they made the Cleric way too strong this patch. And what makes him way too strong is Locust Swarm. Locust Swarm deals an insane amount of damage. Like 0.1 second for one damage. Like you don't even need good gear, and you can maybe hold this, and you could probably deal. maybe 60 uh 60 damage to 70 damage. I haven't really like tested out personally, but I've watched somebody who's a cleric main use it, and Locust Swarm is just insane damage. They even use it on the bosses, and it like shreds the boss's HP. They don't even have to worry about like supporting as much besides the cleansing. Whenever they go to the I think it's the second floor, whatever the hell stage is called. I'm pretty sure it's the second floor. Wait, no, no, it's the third floor. The first floor is the ruins. The second floor is the base area. I can't remember. I haven't looked at it yet. No, the third floor. Yeah, this class just has too much now. I think they need to get rid of Locust Swarm and Earthquake, and I don't know, put it on like a druid. To be honest, I think a druid should have these spells whenever they release it. But unfortunately, with the classes that they're apparently scheduled to release, they're supposed to release a warlock, and yeah, I think they should. Actually, maybe the warlock could use Locust Swarm, but they can't. I don't think a warlock can use Earthquake. I don't think. I would say Locust Swarm would maybe fit. But yeah, remove these two spells from Cleric. I think they were fine as is. I think they were probably. I think Cleric was like a decent B tier class, even by themselves with the perks they can get. But yeah, also, and in like a team setting too with the Cleric, who decided that they should get 15 armor rating and magic resistance for yourself and your allies? Who decided 15? That is insanely good. And also, I wonder if, since it says yourself and all party members, is party members a requirement? Can you use this solo? Can I go around with 15 of resist armor and magic resistance for myself? 3 uh reduce all incoming damage by 3 if I want to. Blunt weapon mastery and being drunk does not affect me. Can I do that? I really want to be just a drunken cleric and just going around caving in people's skulls with my blunt weapons in the dungeons. That seems really fun. I really want to test it whenever the servers come back up. I'm gonna test that probably like right after the episode. I have to get to level 20. Well, not level 20. I have to get to level 15. Hmm. Crap. I mean, I have to decide on second class. And I think the second class will be a cleric, possibly a ranger. I need to ask somebody if you can use holy aura, like I'm thinking. Holy aura, perseverance, brewmaster, blunt weapon mastery. Maybe advanced healer over um, brewmaster. Maybe I'll just deal with being drunk. But yeah, this tier. Well, I mean the cleric S tier, easy. Now we got rogue. Rogue got really big buffs recently. They got the double jump, so they can basically just get out of range if you're melee. Uh, what else is it? They have a new skill, tumbling. So I don't know. This basically dodge. I don't know if they get invincibility frames necessarily. I don't think they do, but I don't know. Tumbling's like pretty good. Smoke bomb is new. Eh, I don't know. I haven't seen anybody actually use smoke bomb. I feel like everybody uses a weak point attack. Weak point attack, or if you're just a regular rogue, it's just hide and rupture. But yeah. than that, what else? I mean, the thrust is really good too if they want to be able to duel like an armored opponent. But I mean, they still lose as soon as they get hit once by like a barbarian. They just die instantly, anyways. But I don't know. At least with like the new map and the ability just to get into high places and out of range of most people that have like melee, and they now have the new crossbow, which would be their ranged weapon here. I think this is like a pretty good like A tier class or S tier. I think this definitely relies on your skill though, but still pretty good. S or A tier. I think it's a solid S tier if you're good. And also Jokester's pretty good freaking for a team setting too. Man, you should have a rogue and uh, a cleric in your party. And also Jokester should 100% be a bard buff. Bard should be the one who does the any giving all party members a buff sort of thing, to be honest. Or at least they should have a improved version and it doesn't stack or something like that. I don't know. However the balance team decides to do it or whomever's in charge of that. Yeah. So moving on to Barbarian. Barbarian still A tier. I don't think they really nerfed it that much. They're still like very good. I had a I was dueling a barbarian in the Goblin Caves. I had a green horseman's axe and I had like an extra attack. I think it was like a +1 strength or like a +2 physical damage helm, something like that. And I still was like unable to beat the barbarian. Like I maybe got him down to like 50 HP, and I landed like a decent amount of shots. But I guess I was on like the little slant heading down to the boss area, and I guess because I was below him, I was like hitting his legs, and I wasn't dealing any damage. So yeah, but regardless of my interaction with the barbarian, I still think that they're like A tier, especially with this new trait too, executioner. Headshot damage increased with axes by 10%. That's insane. A potion chugger, I don't know. I mean, this could be good for the shields, which as a barbarian, I mean, you could use. What else is there then? I mean, the new clarity potion. I wonder, was the clarity potion added? At least. Oh, they did add clarity. So recharges your spell for a few seconds. But I mean, other than that, I don't really see use of this. I don't think anybody should really use this. I think it should be more executioner, two-hander, and just anything to increase your damage, really. And yeah, they added Achilles, Blood Exchange, and Life Siphon. I really like Life Siphon. I don't know why. I mean, you lose 24 health. That's not that big. You just get set to the base 100 that everybody else has is what has is everybody else like kind of has besides like a two classes, but you get a +4 to all attributes. That's insane. I think this one too, reducing your max HP by 25% for 8 seconds while granting a life steal. I like life steal, so maybe that could be fun too. But to be honest, it's probably not as good as I think it is. Achilles strike is probably like the big one for people who are trying to run away from you. But other than that, I'm sure people just run what is it? War Cry probably, and probably Rage. Really, Rage or Reckless Attack probably. But yeah, still there. Just overall, Barbarian still freaking solid. Still pretty good A tier. Then you got Fighter B tier. I really want to try the freaking a build that I'm thinking of where you basically just dual wield. You take a dual wield here. You take combo attack, so you get extra attack speed. You take either Swift if you're wearing heavy armor. I don't even know if Swift works or not, though. I didn't really see it adjust any of my equipment, but if it does work, maybe. Otherwise, you don't. But yeah, dual wield counterattack. I'd say Slayer equipped in plate armor, so you could be faster. You can outrun the scary barbarian that'll probably just cave in your skull. And the last perk is just like whatever you want. I'd say adrenaline spike, maybe swift, maybe missile resistance, but it's only by 10%, so I don't think it's that big. Maybe armor rating if you feel like you're a little bit too squishy with your armor value. And that's about it. You just Slayer, dual wield, counterattack, whatever else you want. Just because the horseman's axe. Let me see. The horseman's axe is such a fast freaking attack rate. It is a 0.79 second attack speed. 0.79 to 82. Or the hatchet. Whatever you have like better damage on it. I would say a horseman axe though. It is just so fast. And it's so good. I I want to run around with a freaking horseman's axe and a hatchet because they both have very high attack speeds. I think it'd be fun. Just looking around for other quick attack speed things real quick. Um, short sword is short sword's not that fast. It's not worth it. Rapier can't be used. Maybe if you get the weapon mastery, it could be fun. Arming sword is faster. Arming sword first hand, horseman's axe offhand, maybe. 79 versus a 66 to 81. So I'm just like thinking about the build in my mind. Yeah, horseman's axe probably on your offhand. And then for your skills, obviously sprint. Move speed increased by 50. Very good. You can get on your opponents or get away. Second wind is a must have because the 50% HP over 12 seconds is super useful. It is like, I think it's still like the best skill for a fighter. Because like it's just 50% HP. It's not based on HP that's missing. It has no requirement. And also it's just free. And you can use it mid combat while you're running away. Or in like the middle of combat where you're like above 75% and they're like about to hit you. It's just too good. Hmm. And other than that, um funny. I would say Victory Strike, but I feel like Victory Strike is kind of bad still. You only recover 5% of your maximum HP if the target dies. I mean, it's like really good PvE, but PvP it's not going to work out. Second wind and sprint's just so much better. Breakthrough's useless in all the scenarios that I can think of besides like a wizard using bind. And I wonder if breakthrough works for earthquake. Although you still take like all the damage for moving during the earthquake, I wonder if it allows you to just move freely. And you're dual wielding, so taunt's useless. You're not using a shield, so these are bad. So it's just like victory strike, sprint, second win are your choices. But yeah, fighter, pretty good spot. Also the range too, since you're able to use crossbow. Pretty good class right now. I really hope that they don't like nerf it or do something like that, because the fighter is just, I feel like he's perfectly balanced right now, oddly enough. He's not like too insane, and he's not that bad to require any buffs. The only buffs that I would want is just something to counter barbarian as a fighter. But I mean, you're only counter to fighters. Well, barbarians there's sprint because they're slow, kind of. And then next class got ranger. Newly nerfed. He can only stack. Well, rangers can now only stack up to 10 bolts or 10 arrows, and bolts take up 2 slots in your inventory vertically, and arrows take up 3 slots vertically. And did they get anything new here? That's the same. That's the same. That's the same. Spear. They have all the same things besides these two. Hitting a target's leg reduces their movement speed by an additional 15% for 2 seconds and increases reload speed. I really don't think quick reload matters. And crippling shot's too specific. Hitting somebody in the leg, I don't think is that. I don't think anybody's gonna remember to do that. I think you're better off just like going for just general bow skills. Yeah, besides like the arrow nerf is like one of the main reasons though why. I would say rangers probably C or D tier. D tier being the lowest. I'm trying to think like what else. What else makes them bad? I'm like the arrow is like the main thing because I mean the arrows, all these skills are related to using the bow. So I mean just with like the arrow nerf, that's really it. I think they should at least like have like a quiver where they just increase their arrow capacity or something like that. Just an easier way to store arrows. And like I don't know, uh, 6 inventory slots held vertically, or maybe one. What is it? Not one, but 3 vertically, and just like you could drag your arrows into it and reload it or something like that. I don't know. But they have 2 new skills here: forceful shot, hitting an enemy with a range attack during 8 during the 8 seconds. You knock them back. I mean, this is like pretty good for getting people off of you, like a rogue or something. Although the rogue will just reattach immediately, so you'll just combo that with a quick shot or something, and then penetrating shot. ignoring a opponent's projectile defense. I don't know. This seems pretty good. Haven't seen it in action though. Haven't really seen any rangers. Rangers kind of don't exist for whenever I play or whenever I see them. They rush to pull out their bow, use quick shot, but die because I'm right on them with the horseman's axe, hitting them in the face. But I don't know. C/D tier. And then the Bard. Oddly enough, I think Bard is above Wizard. Just I don't know, mainly due to the Wanderer's luck. I feel like Wanderer's luck, and since they've fixed the music, the tranquility is now actually working now. So I think that helps them out a little bit. But also, to be honest, Wizard and Bard are like equivalent. I don't think one's like really above the other. It's funny how it says he's a good swordsman, but he can only use a rapier. And you have to dedicate one of your perk slots if you want to be able to at least kill other players within the game. Because chaotic discord doesn't work on players, but peacemaking does work. I feel like Bard's like a really good like bait class. If you could manage to get the enemy into like an open area, you have them cast peacemaking, and you have Warsong on. Wait, no, not Warsong. You have peacemaking going on. Where's the successful one? Oh no, it's a skill. Encore. You have that in Encore. That could be pretty good if you have a ranged class outside of the circle AoE that these do. And you just have your friends freaking just shoot at the enemies that can't attack you. I think that'd be a pretty funny clip if anybody ever pulls that off. But that's really the only way that I could see Bard being useful. Because they can't duel. They can only wear, I would assume to be leather gear at the highest, and I don't think the leather gear will be that much better, if not worse than Rogue's gear. But yeah, I don't know. They really should have gave Bard Trickster. That should have been a perk. I don't know what they're thinking, but yeah, they need more weapon selection. But final class Wizard. To be honest, I have not. I don't think I've ever seen a Wizard this patch yet. I've been playing for like the past like 2 days, on and off, for maybe like 3+ hours. I don't think I've seen one. Because meditation takes way too long for them to get their spells back. And yeah, I just now I personally don't know what they exactly need to become better. Like what I want when I play Wizard is I want to be a battle mage, but you can't be a battle mage in this game. I mean, although you do have ignite 5 additional damage, ignite enemies for 1 second, deal 1 magic damage when they hit. I mean, ignite seems so fun. But yeah, I don't really know what they need. What does this class need? Manager increases damage, armor rating. I think it's something to do with just recharging your spells. I think. Because looking at this, increase your magic 5%. Okay. Magic damage bonus. Okay. Deal magical fire damage to the target. Reduce their. Oh my god. This makes me want to freaking. I want to play wizard. Because I want to run around with reactive shield. So I can take less damage. I want to run around with melt. I want to run around with fire mastery. And I feel like mana surge might increase the amount of damage that ignite deals, right? It says magic damage bonus by 10%. And then you have that. And then some other uh stuff related to the gear that you're using. I feel like it could be so fun. But yeah. I also leveling up a wizard is terrible too. That I think they need a better farming PvE spell as well. I think as soon as the servers come back up, I think I might try to play wizard like a little bit. Although I'm only gonna have one of these perks when you need all of the perks in order to function at least equivalent to like a base fighter. Because you also are taking the big hit to your HP as a wizard. But yeah, just looking overall though, real quick, what they could do for each of these classes, just to like, if you want to nerf them and get them like all on equal ground, which is probably like highly impossible. Nerf this Holy Aura, and obviously, remove Earthquake and look. I mean, they can keep Earthquake. I don't think Earthquake's that big, but remove Locust Swarm. For Rogue, remove Double Jump. But I mean, it's the only way they stay mobile. So I don't know. Barbarian, nerf the amount of damage the axes deal by a little bit. Fighter's good. Ranger, buff arrows. That's really it. Just buff arrows a little bit more. Bard. They need more variety. For support. I would assume Bard would usually be used in a team format. And if, it's going by like, let's say like a darkest dungeon route, Bard needs to have more things that support his team within the perk kit versus the rogue having freaking jokester. And also remove jokester, give it to the bard. That's another thing too for rogue. Remove jokester. And then I think this class will be pretty good. But I don't know. Some people say that's freaking OP. But I've yet to see it. I'll probably queue up with some teams on Monday and see how that goes. Maybe I misunderstand Bard. And then Wizard, Wizard just needs a lot of help, really. Like Spellbook is like hands down the best casting item or casting weapon. Like you have to go meditation, spell mastery, and intense focus is useless. I haven't seen anybody use Arcane Shield yet. I mean, like maybe Arcane Shield if you're going more melee based, maybe. But I don't know. They need to change something about the recharge rates. I think for some of these spells. Yeah, that's about it for this. Now I'm just gonna go into the anime segment. So it is very sad. Oh. All right, anime segment. So the animes I watched were Isekai, uh, just basically One Hit Kill Sister, Cafe Terrance, Yamada-kun level 99, uh, Otonari no ginga, Isekai Shoukan wa Nidome desu. I can't remember the freaking English name of this. Uh, I watched Mashle and Isekai de Cheat Skill. I watched Boku no kokro no yabai yatsu. That was a bit. I need to watch the Insomniac show. Yeah, getting into like the actual part. Starting off with One Hit Kill Sister. Uh, the outro was really good. I really enjoyed that. The freaking animation, just the sister kind of the sister was like the main character for like the outro. The song was really good. It was interesting that they brought in Kill Maria. I don't know about early, but I mean they brought her in just for competition for the main dude's sister, and it's kind of weird that she gained pupils after their fight. Oh crap! I forgot. Friggin' this is kind of late. Spoiler warning. I need to do that. Oh no. Nice. Um. Other than that, nothing really happened. They just had like the fight. Kilmara kind of like wiped out the entire forest of bears. But yeah, so somebody said on the Reddit reacting to the episode that apparently this one hit kill sister, the main character is actually Maya and not Asahi, and they theorize Asahi actually did die in the car accident where he saved that. I don't know, he just like saved the girl, and Maya kind of went into like shock and went into a coma due to the grief. And basically, it's the entire story is kind of just centered around her because she's the one who got all the powers. Asahi didn't really get anything. Kind of how she remembered Asahi to be, kind of like defenseless without his sister or something. I think that's like a pretty good idea. It sounds kind of accurate, for at least like what the show shows. And then Cafe Terrance. Nothing really happened in this episode. I mean, you just saw like Hayato fail to make coffee. He did a couple of shenanigans with the girls within the house because he doesn't understand, I guess, the woman that he's working with, pretty much. And Riho demonstrates her business skills that Hayato needs to learn in order to run this cafe. Because without her, they would not have the coffee beans. other than that, nothing really happened, I would say. You have Yamada-kun level 99. Let me see. The intro dating sequence was like kind of funny because it kind of tells you like what not to do whenever you're in I don't know if you ever find yourself within a group dating session, if that ever happens. But to be honest, the I don't even think the main character didn't even remember the dude's name, and I don't think they ever mentioned it. But that dude freaking failed super hard because the only thing he has for remembering is relating it to a commercial. And really, what he should have done was, and at least personally, he should have like asked the girl more about her game. And to be honest, if he's like going down like the game rabbit hole, assuming that she does, if she actually does like play like a computer game, like try to talk about it and like relate it to the mobile game that you play, or like show like a little bit of interest instead of just saying that you saw it in a commercial and just ending it there. But I don't know. It's also vibes based. If they're not saying anything back, it's kind of lost cause. And I'm only saying this just because I saw a what is it? I think it was just a video on a stream about like five girls rating I think six or seven dudes, maybe even eight, if they had Riz or not. And Riz is really just if you're good at socializing or not. But basically, there were like five dudes who were really bad at talking to girls. Like one of them would ask them if they have any favorite bands, and that's kind of not how you go around like asking if they're I don't know like interested in music. You should be like as broad as possible. Allow the girl or whomever you're having a conversation with re- like refine the question themselves, and then I don't know either like reply with your own taste in music, or if you're interested in the type of music that they talk about, I don't know, just delve further. Maybe they have like a song title, talk about like the genre, how it makes you feel, how it makes them feel. I don't know. So along those lines, keep it interesting. There's a lot to talk about when it comes to music. I think there's so many, there's so much variety, and depending on the type, you could introduce into like a new song or something. Because I'm sure everybody, well, not really everybody, but I'm sure a lot of people have experience with YouTube, Spotify, what is it, Pandora, whatever other music app, I heart radio. If anybody uses that still, there's so much variety, so many avenues you can go down with music. You could also talk about like maybe drama between musical artists. But anyways, I'm going way too off topic with Yamada-kun. It, I took so much from that first conversation and the episode. But yeah, I thought that the girl who had like the bunny ears was supposed to be Ruri, but apparently it's not. Apparently it's the person who plays as Ruri within the games. I'm assuming sibling. And another thing in the episode, I don't think it's very relatable to gamers, let alone like international gamers, to wake up at like 7:30 I think waking up at 7:30 a.m. is like the most unrelatable thing that the show had, and I think it's like a Japan only thing where you wake up at 7:30 a.m. I don't know, at least like personally. I think the latest people wake up is maybe, at least like in the states, depending on the type of person you are, probably like 8 or 9. And like actual gamers probably wake up around like noon, to be honest. And yeah, that's mainly what I took away from the current Yamada-kun episode. Was it like episode 3? And then next on the list we got Otonari ni ginga. I think it's like the galaxy in your eyes. Uh, I like to say that I was right. That the way that she was talking prior in episode 1 was mainly due to the amount of manga that she was reading, and that's why she talked that way. Because she did confess that she read like a lot of it, and that's kind of how she's it's kind of her point of view for her situations is kind of just like based on manga and how crap, that was like a terrible sentence. I think it's just like she's relating too much to manga and she's not going through it like naturally. I don't know, but she has an interesting effect with her thorn that I like. That apparently, depending on how you interact with her, it inflicts an I would say either an ailment or just like weakens you, or you get like something that's like not good happens to you if you ever do something to her. I don't know. I'm like a big fan of that. Um, I kind of like really don't understand the whole fever thing for anime and manga. If I've been like reading it pretty consistently, I still don't understand the whole fever thing. Literally, just just sentencing you to bed. Kind of don't understand that, especially with like modern medicine stuff like that. And also, I feel like like the further away it like weakens their bond or whatever. And oh, I need to Google the dude's name real quick. So let me see. Get the name. Get the name. Oh, the name of the show's a galaxy next door. But yeah, Ichiro. So every time Ichiro is either doing something mean to Shiori or the distance between them expands, he kind of he goes ill or something, and just like something bad happens to him. But I feel like whenever they held hands and they didn't really do anything, whenever Shiori touched his cheek for the teardrop. I feel like whenever they hold hands, it does something to their bond. I feel like he might be able to like peek into how she's feeling, maybe. Because I feel like the scene changes every time they like hold hands. Because in the first episode, he was like kind of falling, I think. He was like kind of like he was like falling into space. And then whenever they did it this time, it was just like a bunch of stars around them. And then he like I think he got knocked out. So I wonder what the I wonder what holding hands does for them. But yeah, now we got Isekai Shoukan wa Nidome desu. Um, the intro to the show was pretty entertaining. Well, not really entertaining, but it was really just like funny because for whatever reason they introduced the grandpa character and whatever the girl's name is into into the show, and then they just like immediately kill off the grandpa. I I really don't understand why they just like immediately killed him off. They could have just like kept them alive and just been like, oh, you need to like inherit the business, so take this what is brooch to the demonic island. I don't understand it. It's kind of funny. It really shows how old the grandpa is, or like what perspective the author's trying to give him by saying that there's no such thing as a free lunch. That was kind of funny, even though there is. Uh, the MC I think is kind of based saying money's no good when you die. So he's kind of a, a bourgeoisie man, and he's like against the proletariat ruling class, kind of. And also he does protect the he does protect Ruri from the local. I think it's like local military or local police harassing her, even though they like had no reason to check what was inside of her bags besides just pestering her. So that was cool. Glad to have a nice based MC. And yeah, that was about all that I got from that episode, really. Let's go quickly do Isekai de Chisil and Mashle. There's nothing really much that I got for them. Mashle was entertaining. I mean, Mash Burn Dead or Burn Dread. I think it's Burn Dead. Just doing his regular things, just ignoring magic and just really pestering everybody else in like an entertaining way. It's just literally using his muscles, beating the Sphinx that was asking a riddle that the show. I don't know why they didn't like say the answer to it, but regardless, entertaining. They established the main girl within the show, and yeah, then you got Isekai de cheat skill. Uh, I can't really remember too much that happened. I mean, they really just like introduced the school to the main character, and that was like kind of it. And I kind of like blanked out for most of the episode because I kind of found that like a little bit boring. And yeah, and then he like went into the isekai world to level up. He got new armor, so now it's the same as the cover art. And then he defended some princess, which he didn't take credit for. That was about it. There's nothing really that happened. And then Boku no Kuro, Yabayatsu. Uh, Kyotaro just comes to terms with his feelings, which is pretty cool. And I don't really remember it, but it was super nasty that the three dudes behind him, one of them able to actually interact with the girl, and then the blonde haired dude and the other fat dude. I don't know why they went after Yamada's bloody tissues from getting hit in the face with a basketball. That's like that's insanely nasty. I don't understand. I have no words for it. And that's about it for the freaking anime review. That's all I got right now. But yeah, hopefully to wrap this up. Let me say 55. Just to wrap it up. Hopefully, freaking Iron Mace gets their servers under control, so people can like constantly play the game, and they can get the test that they really want out of the player base that is diehard loving this freaking game. Hopefully, the whole copyright thing that they filed with the Nexon filed with the U.S. does not do anything, which I don't think it will. Hopefully, in all their freaking cases in what is it like Korea, and hopefully they settle with Steam so they can actually host it on Steam and get the freaking updates straight to the player that way. So the game is just overall better, and it's not through the current system that they have up, which is freaking torrents. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just really hope freaking I hope Dark and Darker one day releases and I can spend freaking $30 on it, because I would for sure spend at least $30 on it. I think it is a solid $30 game. It may be like a little bit more for more bag space or something like Escape from Tarkov. But yeah, other than that, that's it for me. Hope you have a good week. Talk to you next, possibly Friday or Sunday, depending on what happens. Bye.